for 2 years. They had shared dreams, discussed marriage timelines, prayed together, and introduced each other to family members. Amara had finally invested her heart and future into the relationship. This took no 2 years. One weekend, she visited Daniel unexpectedly. As she entered the house, her eyes caught a woman's shoe beside the couch. Small, stylish, and certainly not hers. Confused, she asked Daniel who owned it. After a long pause, he admitted that the shoe belonged to his ex-girlfriend, whom he recently reconnected with, and was now trying to work things out with again. The words hit Amara like cold water. Her chest tightened. She felt betrayed, rejected, and humiliated, especially because Daniel had promised marriage and reassured her of his commitment just weeks earlier. Unable to stay longer, Amara left quietly. That's today's conversation. I would call it shoe at the door.
Welcome everyone to Relationship Clinic.
Yes, sir.
Powered by Keepingmarriagealive Initiative.
Yes.
I'm Rich and I'm here with my lovely wife.
And 𝙏𝙃𝙀 baby.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Shoe at the door.
Sounds like a detective movie.
I don't even know if I'm worried about a detective movie. See, if she had found the shoe at the door and the guy, I don't know, should the guy be reconnecting? But it's better they reconnect now.
Yes, and when he gets married to her
yes.
and he misbehaves like that.
And you see, attachments really are real. I know when God says let the marriage bed not be undefiled. It's because we carry a lot of baggages into a relationship. And one of the things, some of us that have had serious relationships also carried baggages. But I think if we don't address it, this might lead to having an affair in marriage. So Amara, in a good place. The question is, he says he wants to reconnect. Are you going to give him the chance? Are you going to walk away finally, never to return? I don't know. Maybe what do you think about it? Let's look at the world view. What would the world say to her? So if you're just joining us, please comment. See, set the reminder, touch the bell so that I can always get our alerts. This happens every Friday weekly. And comment is an interactive platform. We will surely respond to you. I want to hear your view on this conversation show at the door. This is a beautiful place. Remember that Relationship Clinic is a place where we itemize, diagnose issues and provide solutions. And we provide solutions God's way. We address from the world view, our personal views, but we land at the solution of God's way, which is always the best solution so far.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you should fight for what you want, but the issue is that she has to find out if that guy has any feeling for her, still has any feeling for her. Before you say, if there's any feeling for her, you explore what is his plan really. If the girl can just come back and he thinks of reconnecting, isn't it a bit?
I think my worry is reconnecting. I think my worry is hiding it from her.
Yes.
Because
if she didn't find out, will it tell her? Those are the questions being asked.
Permit me to be a bit vulnerable and transparent to you people. I remember when I met my husband and we're about to get married, and I got to him and I said to him, my love, it's going to be a struggle for me to fall in love with you deeply. I still have attachment with my past. Did I say that to you or not?
Yes.
And I said, I'll be loyal, I'll be committed, but I don't know how to move from being in love with someone else and marrying you. And I think it was a big deal, but maybe how did you even manage that conversation?
I thought about it. Several things came to my mind. I think she opened, she said it.
Yeah.
Then it's left for me now to decide, can I cope with that?
Yeah.
And I prayed about it. I felt peace. I said, well, since she's open, I didn't even have to ask that. She told me upfront. At least that's some truthfulness. That's someone you can trust.
Okay.
And she has said that she will put her best effort there. So it's left for me to put myself in a way that I'll be loved and it's a competition, but it's a favored competition. Unlike not knowing
exactly
where
she didn't even know where she stood. And when she left, I don't think they said the man chased her.
I'll tell her that I still love you or something.
I didn't love my husband at the beginning, but I was committed to relationships. It took me 2 years to fall in love with him, but I was loyal from the very beginning. I didn't go to have an affair with my past, and I didn't compare him with my past. I invested in loving him till I began to truly love him. Because sometimes, I've learned as I've matured that life is not black and white. There is the gray part of
gray
life.
areas. A lot of gray
But
areas.
we are asking, in those gray areas, can you be accountable in those gray areas?
Can you be truthful?
To it, yes,
Because it's unfair to the lady just saying, I am reconnected. What about her?
So if the
Were
world
you planning something already before?
the world view will say, get away from relationship, run away from it. Our personal view is because we come from that kind of journey, is talk about it. Go back to him and say, I've heard you, make a choice. If you really love the guy. But bear in mind that the risk of him loving you might not really happen.
Yeah, and that the other lady is a factor.
Yeah, and a strong factor.
A real factor.
Yes, a real factor. And if he chooses her, I think you should walk away. And then I wish she said in this story that the guy came out and said, I'm struggling and I want you, but give me a little time. But there was nothing like that. So I don't think that relationship should continue. But for us, the God view is this: forgive him. And I want us, let's say, how many times will you, what's that scripture? How many times will you pray to forgive? And he said 70 times 7. Am I right?
Yes,
7. And what?
Forgive him and evaluate what's
exactly.
going on.
Exactly. The forgiveness is not to return to him.
Yes.
The forgiveness is to give yourself a chance that when you see someone else, you will not judge them from that standard or yardstick. And so our answer to you is, first of all, forgive how he treated you and how you invested your. It took 2 years for you to fall in love with him. Forgive all those things. Learn from it, evaluate, and then make a proper decision. If you think that he's coming back, you want to take that risk, be sure you know the cost implication of it, emotionally and otherwise. And if you think you're walking away, also understand the cost implication of that. So what do you have to say about that?
You said it all, but forgive him, so you give yourself a chance.
Yes.
Give yourself a chance to life. Things can happen, but don't allow those things to dictate what happens in your future.
Exactly.
Have a great future. Exactly. You're not married to him.
Yes.
You should actually first say, Father, I thank you for being the kind of person that I was even getting a relationship
yes,
with.
Yes.
Imagine if you're married and it happens.
Yeah.
That would be a big deal.
That's the cost is much.
Yes.
So yes, I agree with you. So we are leaving you with 3 advice. One is what? Forgive.
Yes.
Not because necessarily for him, so that you will not use that as a template to die or kill other relationships. Evaluate why you're in these shoes. Were they signed before now? Did you know about the ex-girlfriend? What are the things you need to talk about?
The red flags you ignored and moved on.
And then learn from it, and then choose to either build with it if there's an opportunity, if you want to, at the cost of that building, or walk away and rebuild afresh.
Then pray. We can only see just our eyesight. We can just beyond our nose. But God knows what the person will be in future.
Exactly.
Not even just today.
Exactly.
So you need to pray and know what to take a stand.
I will talk to the people listening, looking at my husband and our story, and looking at God, talking about forgiveness. Life does happen to us, and sometimes we need to settle with someone else. But if you give yourself a chance, you might find out that the later gift might be better than the former gift.
True.
But how will you know if you don't give yourself a chance? And don't say you've invested 2 years. If you invested 2 years and got it right, and invested more years and still get it wrong. And so we're encouraging you. And it can happen, it's more prone to women who carry emotional attachment. Also encourage men. As much as you love someone and the person is in love with someone else and is not willing to go through the process like I did with my husband, and I think you should evaluate your relationship. Marriage is a marathon. It's a place where everything in you needs to come out. And you cannot say, Bishop, marrying someone is not the win. Let me put it that way. Working with the person in marriage is the great win.
And both of you growing
together,
become better people, learn to work as a team.
Exactly. Because some people always think that when they hear we are getting married, you didn't win anything, my dear. Sorry to say that. Shocker. There's no winning there.
You've not even seen what you want. It's when you bring the person
so home. Yes, you're
right.
Exactly.
It's just like a man that married a very beautiful woman. When that night, the man removed her nails, removed her eyelash, removed her denture. The man said, "What is that really? What's happening here?" He told the man, "Is it really you or her?" I said, "I'm you. Welcome home."
Oh God! Horror movie. It reminded me of the story I heard. One guy after the wedding, he had never really met the wife without makeup. So after the wedding, he went and he said he wanted to give the makeup artist an iPhone. So he gave the iPhone to the makeup artist. The makeup artist was rejoicing that she opened it was a Nokia 3310 and she was mad. And the man said, that's exactly how I felt when my wife removed her makeup. It made her look like an iPhone 10 when she's a Nokia 3310.
What kind of package is coming? So open your eyes wide, pray.
Yes, yes.
Pray.
And as much as we all want a perfect beginning, where we must totally be in love with each other, some of us may start with that.
Yes.
But remember that you shouldn't decide just because of that. You should look at other parameters. Remember I said to my husband, I will be loyal, I will be committed, and I will invest in loving you. I didn't know it would take 2 years, but it did. And we are 22 years in marriage, and I will still do it.
And most importantly, be ready to roll up your sleeves and walk. Walk with the person, walk on yourself.
So
to make it work.
I think for the people listening who are marrying someone that didn't love them so much, I think you'll be a good person to tell them, how did you walk with me? Were there fears? What did you really do?
Of course there will be fears. The whole idea of marriage, there will be fears. Two adults, actually, we didn't do any courtship.
Oh yes.
After 1 week I proposed. So you can imagine how strange the whole was. Say, hope I've not made it. In fact, the first 2 months we said, hope I've not made a mistake. Hope I got it right. When you overcome that fear, you now begin to look at the person's character. That's why character is the real beauty. It's the character of the person that you stay with forever, not the beauty. True. The person gets old. In fact, the person doesn't have to get old when he gives birth to children. Imagine you marry a slim guy and give birth to twins. You know that's the end of all that. That's the end of all that. You know, so it's the character you're going to live. So try and assess and be fair about it. What I'm not sure about, pray about and say, is this really for real? Check out the character of the person. Check out the inclination of the person towards you. Is the person favorably disposed towards you?
No, but when I told you, because I know people, please, if your comments are very important, don't forget Relationship Clinic, and there's our YouTube, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Thread, Keeping Marriage Alive. Of course, you can send us a WhatsApp chat, yes. +234 7088 765212. We really want to hear from you. You can send us an email, info@keepingmarriagealive.com or ngreach@keepingmarriagealive.com. So why I'm sharing this, because I know many people are on this table. I remember one of our women came in and I was having a conversation with her. I said, many people are not in love with each other. I said, if you open that table, the table will break. Oh. So I understand falling in love at first sight, marrying the first person you love. I also understand that you can grow in love. We have people that had arranged marriages that worked. But I want you specifically made me think back. I didn't tell him, I'm putting him on the spot, but I want you to reflect back. What gave you the courage when I said to you I wasn't in love with you? Because men actually feel uncomfortable when they know they're married someone who doesn't love them. And women don't even like it at all. So what gave you the assurance? I have an idea, but I want you to say it and I can portrait on it.
Frankly, initially I thought it was a joke, really. That you know how women will say, I don't know, forget that thing. But after a while, I kept hearing the young man's name, and truly, I said, they really had deep something though. But I know also that while I was praying, like God told me she was the one. You know, God can't lead you astray. And I knew I'm not perfect. If we begin to open, you know, so. And I've never, maybe I didn't know women could be that truthful. Maybe I should put it that way. A lot of them can lie, package. So for her to come out and say, it was really a fascinating scenario. I said, okay, we are, and I'm a finisher. When I get involved in something, I try to stick to it to see the end of it. So that ability to me that I can't feel it this one. At least she followed me to the altar,
But I told him before the altar.
Yes, she did that, you know.
And before I said yes, I do to him, I gave him those criteria. I didn't want to say yes without him knowing what he was
saying. So it's like counting your pros and your cons. Yeah. And she's still, I can make her fall in love with me now. No, forget even everything. You can make her fall in love. She's told you to this is the state I am in. That means more work, more, how will I say, caution. You're trying to win her over. You've not won her over. That's what that sounded to me. You've not won her over. But at least she's in your camp. She's in your house. Unless you're actually lazy and you don't put effort and, you know, and maybe God is not on your side too. I mean, that's why you feel like that.
I agree with you.
You know?
So I think this is a very big answer, but I want to talk to those. Don't assume. This was not an assumption. My husband and I knew, and he wasn't in love with me. Newsflash. He was just committed. He felt I was a good fit for where he was going to. So both of us were not in love. Just that I came with a baggage. He didn't have that. He had no peculiar attachment with anybody. But I want to say something key. I've had women walk into our space and talk to us, and really, they're in a relationship with themselves. That's not the kind of thing we're talking about. There's a woman that the man has made it clear that he's not in love with you, has made it clear that he's not choosing you.
And his actions
are speaking.
He's all over the street carrying one lady or the
and you're believing that there is one chance that you're there. That's not the kind of person we're talking about.
Definitely that's not.
We're talking about someone whose feelings are with someone, but is bringing 100% to the table with you. But is having an attachment that is willing to break it just to be with you. That's a different scenario.
And you have the person's attention.
Yes.
The person is physically present.
Yes. Spiritually, emotionally present, in spite of that guy.
Yes.
So please do not mistake what we said now concerning that. So the shoe at the door. I think we should even name this "Everything Speaks to You." When things are speaking, please listen to them.
Yes.
Don't wait till someone blatantly tells you I no longer want you.
And don't go into denial that I didn't see that shit. Just suppose I didn't see that shit, I go and come back the next day. And the man is trying to use everything to show you that the boy, I moved though. You dodged it.
And it can be vice versa. The woman could have told you certain things and you are just stopped there. Please, I tell people, love sees, is not blind. Don't forget the world view that love is blind. If I ain't blind, marriage opens it. So better open it before you get into marriage. So I think we've responded to this accurately. Want to hear your comments? Remember, it is an active platform where we respond. And if you have certain case studies you want us to deal with, we will certainly deal with them and we acknowledge whoever sent us the case studies. And so finally, I want to remind that the world view says run, which is actually a good view. Our view says talk about it and be sure of the pros and cons before you make a decision.
Evaluate clearly.
And God's view says forgive. We didn't say take him back. Forgive. So that you can heal enough for the next relationship, or even if you're going to build with the person, so I don't build with the yesterday's pain. And I want to answer that. So maybe what you can pray for them.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you. Bless you. For as I give us a discerning spirit, so we're able to discern situations. We'll not run away from things, situations before us. We'll evaluate properly. We'll be able to call on you for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We'll be able to be sincere, to be bold enough to speak to our partners that come. This is the real situation. Grant us grace to forgive whenever it comes up, and to forget and to move on, even for our own sanity, in the name of Jesus. Thank you, mighty God, in Jesus' precious name.
Any last word for people watching?
Shine your eyes, though.
Fight for what you want, but do not fight for someone who doesn't want you.
Exactly. Bye.
Marriage is a beautiful thing. To make it work, we have to stick together, yeah. Paying attention to the things that matter. Always